A new CBS News YouGov poll reported that 57% of registered Republicans found the 176,000 deaths from COVID-19 to be acceptable. Well, one of those deaths was my father's, who passed away from acute respiratory failure due to complications with COVID. So, while the pro-life party thinks it's okay that he's gone because that 2 for $20 deal at Applebee's is just so damn good, I'm here to give you some entertainment pairings for your daily anxieties. I'm Mark, Katie's lover.
Nope.
I'm Mark, Katie's object of desire.
Don't like that.
Katie's main squeeze. Katie's dude. Katie's plus one. I've never actually met Katie before. I'm Mark, and welcome to a very special episode of My Game Room. Today's episode is dedicated to my sweet father, Gary Hampton, who sadly left us last week. We start with one of his favorite films, the 1994 movie based on the book of the same name, Get Shorty. Based on the novel by Elmore Leonard and directed by Barry Sonnenfeld of Men in Black and Addams Family fame, Get Shorty is the story of a loan shark from Miami who stumbles into becoming a producer in Hollywood. Because it's just that easy, right? It has all the classic tropes of an Elmore Leonard story. Cool characters, wise guys, witty dialogue, hot babes, and perhaps the best line to ever be uttered in cinema.
They say the fucking smog is the fucking reason you have such beautiful fucking sunsets.
With its sweet, smooth jazz soundtrack, it stars John Travolta, Rene Russo, the great Gene Hackman in one of his funniest roles ever, Danny DeVito, the late James Gandolfini, Delroy Lindo, and the late, great Dennis Farina.
Have you spoken with Mr. Palmer since your husband blew up?
This film was a must-watch during our family summer vacations and was beloved by my father and by myself. Get Shorty is available to stream on Cinemax and DirecTV. As a child with a classic Nintendo Entertainment System, there was one game I coveted more than any. Super Mario Bros. 3. It was a return to form for Mario after the departure of Mario 2. Bowser had returned, and he brought with him formidable opponents in all of his children. Kinda like Trump. You had to jump and weave through 8 maps, if you didn't use warp zones, to finally get to the end. And the icing on the cake, you could fly! Raccoon Mario, he used his tail! Why can't they bring that one back in one of the 8,000 Mario games on Switch? There are 8,000 Mario games on Switch. This is one of the games I desperately wanted at the time, but it was sold out everywhere. Every time we went to the store, first thing, check for the game, but it was always out. Well, one Friday night, as my dad loved to do, he came home with a surprise for me. Super Mario Bros. 3! The game wasn't cheap, but he knew how much I wanted it. These were the kinds of things he did, and that's what made him such a great dad. And finally, after this touching tribute, you've thought to yourself, man, this COVID thing might actually be serious. Then I recommend masks. Masks are an easy way to protect yourself from this lethal disease. A mask will reduce your risk of catching COVID and reduce the risk of spreading the disease, so you don't have to say goodbye to your loved ones over FaceTime after a month of unending stress and agony, wondering if they'll survive. And they're easy to apply. It's a simple 2-step process. Remove head from ass and then apply mask to face. That's all the time I have for today. Huge thanks to Katie for letting me commandeer, and a huge thanks to you for stopping by. Perhaps one day I'll see you again in our game room. That's okay, right?